McClay Gardens on Lake Hall, and Alex will give you more information regarding the historical context of this plantation.
In antebellum times, this beautiful place used to be part of the Andalusia plantation, which grew cotton, believe it or not.
In 1923, Alfred B. and Louise McClay purchased property in Tallahassee for their winter home. Over the years, they established one of the most beautiful ornamental gardens in Florida. Today, the gardens are a masterpiece of floral architecture. In 1953, 9 years after Mr. McClay's death, Miss McClay and her children donated the gardens to the state of Florida.
Starting in 1882, a vineyard on the property produced wine, until Leon County voted to go dry in 1904. After that, it was a quail hunting estate called Lac Cow.
For the past century, this has been a place where families and friends have gathered to fish, picnic, hunt, and swim. We highly recommend coming to this historical lake.
Three log cabins served as Florida's first capital. In 1826, a two-story masonry building, 40 by 26, was built. It was to be the wing of a larger structure planned for the future. The brick capitol was completed in 1845, just prior to the installation of the new state government. This structure remains the core of the old capitol to present day. The Capitol remained virtually unchanged during the Civil War years, when Tallahassee was the only Confederate capital east to Mississippi to avoid capture by federal troops. By 1880s, Florida suffered growing pains caused by the economic boom and expanding population. By 1891, the Capitol needed thorough repair. The building was repainted and a small cupola was added, and plumbing was installed.
Since 1824, Capitol Square has seen many public events, inaugurations, celebrations, demonstrations, and funerals. The grounds have long served as a landscape park and meeting area for citizens of Florida.
Various items lost around the historic Capitol throughout the years were found by archaeologists in the 1970s when the foundation for the new Capitol was excavated. Even more artifacts surfaced during the archaeological survey of the historic Capitol in 1979.
Is not a full-time legislature. The Senate, as well as the House of Representatives, maintains its identity as the citizen branch of state government. Almost all of the senators are occupied in a business or profession when they are not carrying out their legislative duties. This room highlights how the Senate functions and features profiles of some notable Senate members and legislation.
Beginning in 1939 in the House and 1966 in the Senate, the chambers used electronic scoreboards to show how each member voted and to tally the total for and against votes. Before the electronic system, the Secretary of the Senate and Clerk of the House recorded the votes during the roll call. Each member waited for his name and then yelled yes or no to the current motion.
While early U.S. justices often wore colored, often red robes, U.S. Chief Justice John Marshall wore only black robes from the start of his tenure in 1801, and this seems to have set a trend among judges throughout the nation. Some states, including Florida, have laws dictating that judges must wear only black robes. Florida's Supreme Court approved this rule in 2015, believing this uniformity of all black excluded seriousness and trustworthiness, and that varying robe colors might be thought to indicate varying moods. They did not want the public's confidence in Florida's judicial system to waver. What do you think?
This house was constructed in 1843, probably by George Proctor, a free black builder. Attorney Thomas Hagner and his bride Catherine Gamble became the house's first residents the following year. Immediately after the Civil War ended, Union Brigadier General Edward M. McCook used the house as his temporary headquarters when he occupied Tallahassee. On May 20th, 1865, McCook declared the Emancipation Proclamation to be in effect, thereby announcing freedom for all enslaved persons in the greater Tallahassee region. In 1883, a prominent local physician, Dr. George Benton, bought the house where he maintained an office.
at Lewis Park. The Tallahassee May Day Festival, one of the oldest annual celebrations in Florida, was held under the stately May oak from 1844 to 1974. The historic landmark collapsed on August 9, 1986.
Leon is one of the oldest high schools in the country. It was founded 14 years before Florida entered into statehood. It was originally founded as Leon Academies in 1831. The original building for Leon High School was where the Leroy Collins Library now stands.
In 1957, a group of teachers, several civic groups, and other interested members of the community established the Tallahassee Junior Museum to offer school children enriching experiences with science, art, history, and world cultures. In the 1960s, it moved to its present location on a chain of lakes. By 1980, the museum exhibits included a collection of restored historical buildings, and by 1990, its Wildlife Florida Trail of native wildlife featured Florida panthers and endangered red wolves.
Prior to the arrival of Europeans on its shores, it was home to a diverse array of Native American cultures. Many were fisherfolk, living close to estuaries and bays that teemed with fish, shellfish, and marine mammals. Others were agricultural societies in which individuals labored in fields controlled by a powerful regional chief. Archaeology has revealed evidence of temples and ball courts, complex burial rites, and simple family hearths, intricate copper breastplates and beads made of local shell, sacred landscapes and seasonal hunting camps, pottery and tools, weapons, and weaving. The evidence of these cultures stretches back nearly 15,000 years. The artifacts, archaeological and historical sites, traditions of today's Native people, documents and historical records are all cultural resources. Through these resources, we learn about the past.